Lionel Nelson here, and welcome to A Father's Note, promoting fathers through building men. It's so important that we always stand up for our fathers. We want you to know we're with you. We're standing behind you 110%.
So as a professional musician, you have created and have an astounding career. You know, I've watched you over the years. You're 35 years old, and you have established yourself as one of the prominent musicians. I don't like to use the word drummer. I like to use the word musician who happens to play drums.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said the same thing when I was 4.
There's a difference between a musician who plays the drums and a drummer who wants to be a musician. So it's a difference, but we'll get into that later.
Yep.
But the career that you have established, my question to you is, because you started very young. If you want to blame me, okay, I'll take the blame. But you started very young, from a very young age up until now. In the process, how were you able to balance going from childhood to being a teenager to becoming a young adult and finally transitioning into manhood, yet pursuing your craft, yet perfecting your craft and pursuing your dream, your desire? How were you able to balance all of that?
Definitely family and God. I think family is always there to remind you who you are, so that you don't get sidetracked. My mother and my father were instrumental in that way. Like, I don't care how big of a show I played in front of 10,000 people, I still had to come home and wash these dishes and and make sure I clean up the house. So, and the thing is, people look at things like that as, you know, these little minute things. These are things that are who keep you who you are. You know, they are, like, I'll never forget, man. I was playing this it was kind of like this club gig for maybe 2.5, 3 years, maybe a year or two before mom passed away. And my mom, it was a late gig and everything, but I would always come home after the gig and mom would be, you know, she'd be waiting on me. So this is maybe year 1 of college or something like that. And I remember she would wait up for me. And if I told her, you know, now mind you, this club gig I'm playing at, I'm playing for everybody in terms of resume,
right.
stars and everything like that.
Yeah.
I get home and mom would be like, all right, how was the show? Oh yeah, it turned out good. Okay, cool. You know, you said you was gonna wash the dishes earlier. You know, now mind you, I'm coming home like, oh man, whew, yeah, well, that was a good show. 2:00 in the morning, my mom was like, yeah, you know, you said you was gonna wash the dishes now, so you know, I know you tired, but I don't want the dishes in the sink when I wake up. But all I'm saying is, you know, family was very instrumental in just reminding me who, you know, I am, you know, who I was back at all times, so that, you know, no matter what I achieved, you know, it was always, you know, hey man, take it easy, don't get caught up. You know what I told you the other day, don't get lost in the sauce, man. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, you know, I'm always keeping an eye on you, know.
Yeah, man. You'll text me real quick. Hey, man, what's going on? You all right? So, you know, yeah, man. God, like I said, God and family were pivotal in all of these transitional parts of my life.
Okay, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. So, you know, it's obvious then, hearing what you're saying, God and family is instrumental to any young man or young girl's or young woman's life, especially when they have goals and have established goals for themselves. And so, is it possible to say that if they don't have that support, they will cause them at times to go astray, to go in directions in which that they may later in life regret?
Absolutely. I know, and I absolutely don't take for granted the resources that I had in place. Because I have friends, I have, colleagues who absolutely didn't have any of what I had, in terms of family and people to pray for me and constantly, hold me accountable. So yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I've had a lot of conversations with people that were like, hey man, I wish somebody would have told me this. I wish somebody would have helped me do this. And, like we all know, hindsight is 20/20. So they got to look back and say, okay, cool, that was bad. I had to do this. So I'm thankful, man, because my family saved me from a lot of, I'm not saying I didn't make mistakes. I did.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of the mistakes, things could have been way worse if I didn't have the resources that I had.